Did you know that we have channel memberships now? If you'd like to help support this channel, get some exclusive Kawabana emotes to use in the comments, as well as an exclusive badge by your name, click that join button now to find out more. Every bit of support really helps. Thanks guys. During the mid to late 2000s, this particular image started doing the rounds on the Japanese internet. It's a picture of a poster stuck to a telephone pole close to some railway tracks. In the picture, you can see a woman holding a child, and beneath it, a large block of text. At first glance, it might seem like a missing persons poster, but once you take a closer look at the text, the whole thing becomes a lot more terrifying. First, the text is entirely in hiragana. Japanese children start learning kanji in the very first grade of school, so something written entirely in hiragana, the phonetic system, is generally relegated to extremely young children, or a particular stylistic choice. The characters are a little messy, but otherwise well formed, so it's unlikely the handwriting of a child. Someone, likely a teenager or adult, chose to write this way deliberately. Why? The actual content of the text doesn't make matters any easier. It's full of commas in weird places and clear spelling and grammatical mistakes. For instance, the first line says, "Sanzan, shito, no koto o damashite." As is, Japanese speakers can guess what this sentence is trying to say, but only once they look past the mistakes. If you change shito into hito and correct the o into the correct particle marker, then the sentence would say something like, "You have fooled many people." If we translate the entire message, accounting for the mistakes, it sounds a little something like this. "I think it's awful that you're getting a divorce after fooling so many people. You also say it's not your responsibility that I was arrested by the police, when it really was. Whenever we fight, you always lie and say you're not in the wrong and I'm the one who's lying. I end up wanting to lay my hands on you, and it's your fault our family has gone crazy. I think you're responsible for my grandfather dying too." The picture being painted here isn't a pretty one. Whoever this man is, he appears to be blaming the woman in the photo, presumably his wife, for getting him arrested and breaking their family apart. He accuses her of deceiving everyone, driving their family crazy, and even for the death of his grandfather. Why all of this was written in hiragana and then posted on a telephone pole, however, remains a mystery. The first appearance of this image on the internet appears to be a blog entry from March 10, 2006. The blog features numerous weird, strange, and occultish images, but doesn't give a whole lot of information on what exactly this is. The blogger points out how weird the text composition is and attempts to translate it into regular Japanese himself, before remarking that, at the end of the day, humans are far more terrifying than ghosts or monsters. The image was then shared on Channel and other various social media over the years, but nobody has ever been able to figure out who created the poster and why. There's no information on where the photo was taken, nor can anything be extracted from the metadata. There's nothing distinguishing in the photo itself, and the only thing that can be made is a date on the photo of the woman, March 3, 2002. This lets us know when that particular photo was taken, but not much else. The blogger who shared the photo mentions on his page that he's from Yamagata, so if he was the person who took the photo, then we can safely assume that it's likely from there. But there's nothing indicating that he took this photo himself. The blog is full of random images, some apparently taken by himself, but many others gathered from around the internet, so there's no way to know for sure. Others have pointed out that some of the words used in the poster likely come from the Tochigi dialect, meaning that the poster may have come from that region instead. The usage of dabe and toto are markers of this. Toto is another way of saying zutto in regular Japanese, describing something that continues for a long time, while dabe is another way of saying desho, a way of ending a sentence like, right? Don't you agree? But who created it and why? If we take the text on this poster at face value, it appears to be an extremely upset husband trying to get back at his wife after he was arrested. Maybe for domestic violence. Perhaps the poster was an attempt at shaming her. A last-ditch effort from a mind that had snapped after years of an unhappy relationship. That might also explain the strange use of hiragana, odd commas, and spelling mistakes. There's also the possibility of someone trying to get back at the woman in the picture. Perhaps a local who, for whatever reason, had a beef with the woman and wanted to make her look bad. This seems a little excessive and a rather obtuse way of going about it, sure, but stranger things have happened. Another possibility is that the poster was written by a foreigner. This could again explain why the entire thing is written in the simple hiragana script, and features several mistakes that you wouldn't expect a native speaker to make. It could also explain the steady but still somewhat messy hand it's written in. It's not uncommon for partners in international marriages in Japan to not speak any Japanese at all, or to speak it quite poorly. Whether this is the case here or not, who knows, but it's certainly a possibility. If not, however, then the most likely answer is once again a troll. Someone who deliberately created the poster to confuse and get a rise out of people, knowing that at some point someone would notice it, take a picture, and then share it on the internet. The internet does love a good mystery after all, as this entire series can attest to. What better way to make something more mysterious than by writing it all in hiragana and peppering it with odd mistakes? But what do you guys think about this one? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.